years now. Everyone says life is better sober. Life sucks sober.
Shane Stouffer.
Whoa, that was
Togi.
fire, bro. That was the best intro I've ever had. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bro. Welcome to the Jag Neil podcast. Yeah, Togi, you just turned 23, right?
Yeah.
July 20th, I think.
Yeah, dude, holy shit.
My
You're
birthday
locked
was a
in,
few days before yours on the 16th. So.
How old are you? Well, let me guess. 24.
Yeah, pretty good.
Ooh.
You got it like that today. All right. So for the people that don't know you, I think this question kind of encapsulates a little bit of your personality. Like, what's your biggest gambling win, like single win of all time?
This video went super viral. It was in one of my videos, I Lost Everything. The story went like, I was at the time like doing a ton of drugs, and I would consistently like I would get very nervous gambling such high stakes, but it was like I just loved doing it, and it was great for content. So one night I like fully blacked out, no idea what happened. I wake up at 7 p.m. the next day, and I'm scrolling my phone. I have about maybe 150 texts, and people are asking if I'm alive. Like, everyone's like, what happened? Like, are you okay? Like, you got to respond. And everyone seemed to have thought that I ended my life because the stream the night before went so horribly. I had taken out 900,000 in markers and lost all of it, and that exceeded my net worth at the time. I had like $400,000 in crypto. So I wake up, and it was a crisis, like full-blown financial crisis. And I like when you're on a bender and you are in that mindset, like the flow of logic is very skewed. All I could think was, I'm gonna take 10x and kind of just like deal with it and like figure out where this takes me. So I take 10x, couple Ritalin, whatever. And instead of what I decided, I took that 400,000 I had, instead of paying back some of my debt, I bought into a slot called Christmas Big Bass Bonanza.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I ended up hitting for $1.5 million on $1,000 spin. And then instead of paying back my markers with that $1.5 million, I decided to take all of it and I put it into a meme coin called PEPE. And then one day later, it got listed on Robinhood and went up 100%. So it was like one really maybe 40 hours or so. And I was doing so many drugs at the time. I like have no recollection of this, but of course the camera like it was all live streamed, everything. So I wake up like 3 days later, like I'm conscious again. That's when my memory clicks. And I just remember looking at my ceiling like, oh fuck, I know this is bad. Like this is not a good situation. Like anxiety through the roof. Like you check your phone and like days have passed. Like if you've done next, that's how it is literally days to weeks go by, and then you wake up and you're like, what the fuck just happened? So I had a very bad feeling. I go on my phone, like I open my casino account, there's nothing in it. I'm looking, I'm like, fuck bro. I open like all my bank accounts, everything's empty. I'm like, oh, this is really bad situation. I hope I don't owe them too much. And I open my crypto wallet, I get my hardware wallet out, and there's $4 million of PEPE sitting in there. And so that was like, I went nuts, bro. I'm calling everyone. It was like the coolest day of my life. So I guess in 40 hours I made so I lost 900 the night before. So in that time frame I made 3-point-something million minus the 900,000. So it was about that's a lot of math. I don't know, but 2-point-something million in a pretty short period of time.
You're probably the only person to become a multimillionaire and not remember it, you know?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's happened a few times. Like, I don't talk about this too much. I've brought it up maybe once, but when I like my quote unquote big break, like I've had a lot of really wild experiences, but there was one month when like it was at its worst, the drug use, and that was when the video Togi versus Cabo was filmed and posted. The video has been taken down. I'm gonna re-upload it soon, but it was, I swear, it was crazier than the Wolf of Wall Street. But either way, during that time frame, that video I posted, it went viral, and that's when Bradley Martin reached out to me to go on his podcast, and it was like a 30-day span of like really like, wow, I'm really doing it, I'm really making it. but I don't. It's almost like I did it on accident. I don't remember any of it because I was abusing Zen so much that I was just like, dude, I woke up and I was like #1 trending in the fitness industry, #1 trending on like all these gambling platforms. Like my name was everywhere. I just woke up. I was like, holy shit. I don't know what I managed to do there, but I guess like pat my blackout self on the back. So in that sense, yeah, a lot of crazy things have happened, and I do regret that to a small degree because looking back at the footage, it would be a lot of really special memories that I don't remember. But at least I can relive it through the videos and stuff.
So when you saw that 4 million, like what was kind of going through your mind? Was it like I finally made it, or is it I can't wait to gamble all this? I can't wait to buy this.
Oh my God, no, I didn't want to gamble at all. Like because I was convinced when I woke up, it was like, this is not a good situation. I saw that 4 million and it didn't feel real. It took maybe like really a few weeks to like set in that it was like, whoa, I'm chilling now. Like this is awesome. I didn't gamble anymore for whatever the rest of the month, and I like it was a very surreal experience. I have a hard time explaining exactly what that felt like because I don't really know exactly what I was feeling. It was just like,
were you proud of yourself? Like it's a weird emotion.
no, it was like proud, but a large, mostly relief that my financial crisis was no longer a crisis. No, yeah, I don't think I was really happy, but more relieved.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's a super interesting story. When's the last time you gambled?
Oh, it's been forever. I've not gambled in what feels like a very long time. When did you text me about the first doing the podcast?
Maybe 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Oh, that was a while ago. It was when I was in Miami, flew to Cancun, maybe like 4 days ago.
Sorry, man. You said it's been so long.
Oh well, dude. For me, that's like a long time, bro.
I know
like,
what you mean.
I'm used to gambling multiple times a day. So when I go even one day without gambling, it's like, whoa, what's going on there? But I've just, I don't know. This bodybuilding thing is killing me. I've been, I pretty much just lay in bed all day, work out, and then go lay back in bed.
I feel you. Yeah. What's been the biggest like recent loss?
Well, it depends on how you quantify big. Like, if you were talking like 100,000. Well, I guess actually I was in Hard Rock after my meet and greet in this was actually probably the last time I gambled. It was about 4 days ago. I lost 50,000 at the casino. But as far as like significant numbers, I've not had a bad tilt. It was right after I posted Road to 10 million, so that would leave us 3 months ago. I lost 1.8 million in one day, which was somewhat traumatizing. But since then, I've not had anything that's like devastating. I've been avoiding that.
What's the biggest bet you can place?
On Roulette? Oh, really big. A larger amount than I would probably ever need to place. Because the online, these casinos have so much money. Like you just saw Trainwrecks hit for 38 million, largest slot win in history just 2 weeks ago, maybe. And he was spinning the slot, I believe, for 6,000 per spin. So that's I would say like realistically 10,000 per spin is like about the max. But as far as like a quote unquote bonus buy, usually about and for context, a bonus buy is like when you're playing a slot that's like the feature, that's like kind of like the standard bet size is a bonus buy. And so usually 100 to 200,000 depending on the slot. And in like Baccarat blackjack, I think it's $500,000 maybe. It's not like that would be so fucked. I don't think I would like to one day, but my current financial situation is like so far out the window on that.
Do you like? I guess you like gambling online better. I like gambling online better too. It's been a while. I had to stop gambling online though. Yeah.
The problem with gambling online is the convenience of I stopped holding crypto because after I lost the 1.8 million, I had a serious conversation with myself, and it's like, really, like, you're a fucking idiot and a drug addict, And it really only takes one night of me having one too many beers, a little too much cocaine, and I will not hesitate to gamble every penny that I have in my crypto wallet. So it's too easy to gamble everything. So people say, "Oh, dude," like I get calls all the time, like Bitcoin's going up, you got to get in. Like, dude, Bitcoin could double, triple. Bitcoin could 100x for all that matters. And for Togi, it's probably 0% because there's a very high likelihood I go to the casino and lose it all. And I'm not going to sit here and like try and explain to people that I'm a winner and I'm just gonna win. Like it's a losing game. I'm gonna lose, guaranteed eventually. Whereas the real casinos, it's like usually my markers at them is like it's very hard for me to lose over 150,000 unless I'm really screaming at them and like pressuring them to give me more. But it's very, very, very difficult. But the interesting thing is, and this is against popular belief, online casinos have not just better, significantly better odds than in-person casinos. Why exactly? I'm not completely sure, but in Vegas, for example, two companies own every single casino, so they're kind of in cahoots and they can agree upon like the odds. Whereas online, there are a lot of independent companies, and the competition is very stiff, so you have to keep pushing the RTP higher and higher. And additionally, the overhead is much less. Like in a real casino, they make a $9 billion, $10 billion building. Then they got these big ass fucking slot machines. I don't even know how much those cost, but they got a physical machine just for one game versus like a software. So the RTP that in-person slot would operate at is like 85 to 90%. Whereas online average would be about 96%. So it's significantly better there. And then the blackjack baccarat odds online are a lot better on the side bets. You still get paid roughly the same on the straight up bets.
That's interesting. I genuinely believe that because there's so much competition for it. I'd be curious if these online casinos make more than the in-person. Probably not.
Oh my God, so much more.
The
They
online?
make, yeah, big time. Like
Than the biggest hotels in Vegas.
as far as net profit, I guarantee you steak is doing I would guess over 30 times what the biggest casino in Vegas does. Would be my best guess. I don't know what I'm talking about, but just from like the numbers that I've heard and how much money these people really have, like we're talking like I can't say it, but many millions of dollars in profit a day.
Let's just say the only self-made billionaires under 30. I think it's Eddie from Steak
Yeah,
and Mr.
there you go.
Beast and like one other person, which is really interesting. I think it's a good business to be in. Would you ever start a casino?
I'm working on it, but it's a very scummy business is the thing. So I have like a moral dilemma in my head, but I just started a charity, Max Win for the kids. And so how this works is I'm just going to start it with my own personal gambling money to start. And then maybe in order to scale the charity, I can have my own casino operating it. But every time I hit a max win, 50% of the money is donated to kids that have cancer because every year there's about 10,000 new cases of kids under 14 that have cancer. And 80% of those families, they cannot afford, like the financial burden is too much to cover. And dude, that just fucking like, bro, if you're a kid and you get cancer, that sucks balls because I mean, it's not your fault. You're just a fucking little munchkin put on this planet. And they're like, life is already a bitch and life is really hard. Cancer. Like, dude, it's such an unfortunate situation. It's like a moral dilemma in my head. Like, how can I make a positive impact in a business that is generally, like somewhat of a scummy business, although I do have my arguments for why gambling is the coolest thing ever. But it's my thoughts on casinos are they're excessively profitable. Like they could get away with making 10% as much money and it would be like fallen into the realms of like a normal amount of profit for a business to make. So either way, the point being is I think it would be really cool to be able to go out and have You know, like if I had my own casino, I would have unlimited. I could save every single kid with
That's
cancer.
true.
You know,
Yeah.
in
10,000 people?
America,
Yeah.
10,000, I could pay for every single one. And like, how cool would that be? So that's what I've been working on. I actually just launched that charity like 4 days ago, and we have our first. We found a few people that. Well, it sucks because we haven't max one yet. Like me and my friend have been trying to like. Well, I haven't yet, but he just last night lost like half of his bank account trying to max win to pay for this. So is it the best charity model? No, but it's fun at least. And in the pursuit of being more charitable, the more eyes I get on my charity, the more I have to donate. So if I can add like a fun twist, something that I enjoy, then I'll be able to make a much larger impact. But then the problem is some months, if fucking Wanted doesn't want to cooperate, my charity wasn't very charitable. I've effectively donated $0. And then other months we, you know, donate a ton if we win. So I'm messing with the logistics.
Do you think kids should be able to gamble?
Yeah, definitely. Because here's the thing. When you're a kid, bro, you only have, so like say you're in high school, how much money was in your bank account in high school, right? Like maybe like $100.
Yeah, like $200 maybe.
Yeah, and you're loaded, dude. I only had 20. But the point being is if you gamble when you only have when the stakes are very low and you still get to go home and you know like you don't have to take care of kids, you don't have to pay a mortgage, you just have to like pay for your comic books or whatever, then you get to learn how to gamble. Because what happens to a lot of people is, and this is the same when say high schoolers with strict parents go to college and then they start just doing a shit ton of cocaine and the girls start getting fucked by a bunch of dudes because they just like it was too strict and they never got this, and then now they're in this like crazy world of freedom and it's just like fucking way too much for them. The gambling, like if you learn how to gamble and you have a realistic expectation for how much you're going to be losing based on how much you're betting, then you're in a much better spot. But what happens to a lot of people is they've never gambled, they turn 21, they go to Vegas, they lose way more than they can afford to lose, especially because they don't know how to play these games. Like if you, gambling is already a losing game, and then if you suck at it, your RTP goes from like 96%. Bro, I've seen some people operate at like a consistent 30% blackjack RTP because they just don't know what's going on.
And what's RTP again? Just so we know.
Return to player. So
Okay.
it's based on over an extended period of time, how much money can you expect to get back? So if you gamble for 1 hour and your RTP is 96%, and you bet $100, you should get back $96. Now it's not over the course of 1 hour. Obviously, it's measured over a much longer period of time. But that's a general idea of like how fast are you going to be losing, and should you embark on that game, or is it just going to be like a guaranteed, like if it's under 90%, you're guaranteed to be fucked, and you should just avoid that game entirely. But it just teaches proper bankroll management. And then this is a great point. Oh God, this is a great topic. Gambling has brought me so close to so many people. It's a very special bond so here's the thing. When you experience something very good and exciting and there's a lot of dopamine, you bond with the person you're doing that with. So when you're winning, you're bonding with people. And the same as when something sucks fucking balls and it's just the worst, like that's the point of when you're in a frat and you're getting hazed. The point is to bring you closer because you go through something shitty together. So the friendship that I've created with these people that I gamble with has been such a magical bond that like I swear it's a better friendship than anywhere else I've met people. And it's a great social activity. Like for kids, if you have a hard time, like there's sports, whatever, which is great. If you could go to the casino and gamble with kids, like if there was a club in the school and it's like after hour slots, bro, it would be such a good social activity to bring like slightly, like if you're a little more self-conscious or not very outgoing, it's a very good common ground in which you can meet new people. And it's been very beneficial for my life and my relationships. So I think, why not let the kids do it, you know?
I know I'm laughing, but it's low-key a good idea.
I just talked for about 4 minutes why kids should be able to gamble, bro. I guess.
Dude, I mean, I'm thinking about it. Like when I turned 19, I started making really good money. And me and my boy, we gambled so much money away from my net worth, and it fucked me. But I stopped because like it got to the point where I was like, holy shit, like my net worth got cut in half from this. And now that I've made way more money than that, it's like not as big of a deal. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you
saying?
can much more appropriately, well, you have a realistic expectation because you've experienced gambling, and you're like, okay, now I have a lot of money. Maybe we gamble 2% of it. Like, as far as the response, I don't do that personally, but my situation is different.
You know what it was for me that made me stop? And like, for reference, I'll say this off camera. I don't want to encourage it too much. I probably lost like, probably made like, in business
word.
shit. So like, and some of that was meme coins too, to be fair. It was like when it all crashed in 2021, I think. Oh, the thing that made me stop, bro, was I realized it's so simple. Just the math, the way it worked out was I'd never be able to win long term. Like if I kept doing it as an activity. Is that kind of made you like turn away from it? Or does it not really?
Oh, well, as far as gambling, it's like a very, very, very expensive country club. So I go into the casino and all my friends are there and we're all meeting up, and then the host brings me up to my penthouse and they bring you steaks and there's a butler personal just for you, and then it's tickets, free jets, everything and anything you would want. It feels good to be a part of it. So it's like, am I okay potentially losing money in the exchange for this experience? Absolutely. I love gambling more than anything. So even though over the next 80 years, am 100% likely to lose a lot of money well spent, you know, I'm stoked on the experiences that it's brought me. And of all the things in my life, like getting jacked, the fitness stuff, everything, and all the people I've ever met, gambling has had the most positive impact on my lifestyle and my relationships over any other endeavor. So it's like, cool, I'm down to lose money just because of what it does for me.
Interesting. What's the most desperate thing you've ever done for money?
I mean, dude, I I used to when I was living in oh my god, there's so many. I've literally sold my car, and this was one of my early YouTube videos. I sold my car, and then I put it on black in order to be able to. Well, the goal was actually to get more money to gamble so that I could then upgrade apartments. But I would say the most desperate thing I ever did for money was back when I was living in the frat. I had, wow, the more I talk about this, I can think of countless times it's been like crazy desperate. But either way, I was in the frat, living in the closet, and me and my homie were like, bro, this is fucked. This is one of my best friends, and at this point, we probably started 5 businesses, and they had all just failed miraculously. And I was like, dude, fuck, I'm just gonna start scamming motherfuckers. Like, this is ridiculous, bro. So this is before Pump Fund. Like, this is OG shit. Like, you had to go into the back end and actually launch your own smart contracts. And I was like, dude, I'm just gonna start making shit coins and rug pulling that shit. So but at this time, in order to make a meme coin, you needed money for liquidity, and you needed, money to run the contracts and everything. So the method, which I have now learned is not as effective as it could have been, I was spending maybe $1,000 to $1,500 per meme coin that I launched. And we launched the first one, and like 6 bots sniped it, bought it right away. We sell it, and we're like, oh shit, we just made $1,000 in whatever, like 30 seconds. That was so sick. Like,
What was the coin called?
Ballsack Dorkle. But either way, so we're like, shit, bro, we should just keep doing this. And over the next 8 hours, we made about 20 more meme coins. Not a single person bought. I don't know how we got those bots to buy it on the first one. Not a single person or bot sniped one of our coins. So I ended up losing my last $20,000 trying to scam people. And that's when I was like, if I can't even scam and make money, I must be an idiot, bro. Like, I must be the biggest loser on this planet, bro. I just stooped down to trying to scam for fucking rent money and I failed miraculously. So that was probably the most desperate time that I can think of.
Who's your go-to person to call when you need money to gamble?
Well, it's
Graham
always
Stephan?
now I got his number. It's always the casino first because that's easy debt. You know, like you lose money in the casino, especially because I work for Roobet. If they give me money, and like right now I owe Roobet, I don't know, I owe them a good amount of money. But the point being is, if they loan me money and I lose it, it's like, okay, you guys can fuck yourselves and also wait on getting paid back because